Good evening, or good afternoon. Well, you can see it's evening. It's a lovely, bright evening after a lot of rain we've had here in the Costa, but we needed it. But on the other hand, of course, we didn't need what happened in Valencia, or I believe tonight we're going to have some very bad weather in Barcelona as well. So my wishes and thoughts with all the people's safety there. You might hear I have a bit of an old cold. Well, so what? But anyway, today I was going to speak to you about something that's quite controversial, and it's taken me a while to make up my mind to do it or not, because some people have said maybe I shouldn't. Maybe those people might have been in my family. But I believe it is important, and I tell you why. I'm not trying to be the good Samaritan or anything, but I think it's important for those people who are thinking about it. Funny enough, I was in the car park today after finishing coffee, and a woman came over to me and said to me, "When are you going to do your chat, they call it podcast, which is not, about the vasectomy?" And I said, "Well, shortly." So I'm going to do it today because my vasectomy turned into a bit of a comedy. So let me talk you through the story. I was in Dublin. I was sitting in the dining area with my mother, who was having dinner. My mother, as you know, was a doctor as well as my father. But my father was at surgery. My mother was having dinner. I joined her for dinner in the dining area in the house. And she always had a phone in front of her, telephone, white phone. She wasn't. And I was chatting to her and I said, Mum, I've been talking with Wendy and, we've got 3 children and we think that's enough. And I'm wondering about the vasectomy. How easy is it to have a vasectomy? How do you have to go about getting a vasectomy? And no sooner was I chatting with my mum, this is absolutely true, she picked up the phone and she phoned someone, and with her doctor's voice, is different than her normal voice. She goes, "Oh, hello, Norman. This is Hazel here. Hi, Norman. Yes, Morris is here with me now, my eldest son. He wants a V. Are you in surgery in the morning?" And I'm going, "No, stop. Yes, I'll have him there by 8 o'clock. No, he won't have breakfast, of course. Good to speak to you, Norman, and we'll keep in touch. Thank you. Bye-bye." I said, "Mum, what have you done? I was chatting to you about whether I should have a vasectomy or not. I mean, I've never had an operation before. And this is something I want to think about. And this is something that..." My mother says, "Come on," and she's eating away. "Don't be stupid, of course you'll have it. You might as well. It's like having blowing your nose. Of course, no problem. You'll go there." And she said, "It's very important." I couldn't get a word in edgewise. She says, "It's very important you bring your sister Vanessa with you." And I said, why would I bring my sister with me to have a vasectomy?" "Oh," she said, "because Ireland, a Catholic country, there's only one hospital in Dublin at the time that would do it, and you have to have your wife's permission in writing, etc., etc. So Vanessa will pose as your wife and she'll sign the forms, okay?" And keeps eating. I'm in shock. So I thought, I have no argument here. So the next day, couldn't sleep that night. Never had an operation before, never. Couldn't sleep that night, worried. What happens if I die under anaesthetic or what have you? And anyway, I get to the hospital. I can't remember with hospital with my sister. For some reason, my sister finding this very amusing. I don't know why. She's just laughing. I certainly wasn't laughing. I was scared out of my mind. Anyway, we get to the hospital and they bring us in, and they bring us to an office, and the piece of paper there, and we have to sign it. And then the secretary said to "Now, Mrs. Boland, your wife, she signs it here." So Vanessa signed it there. And I go, "What am I doing? I only, less than 24 hours ago, I'm just talking to my mother about this. Why is she so..." I don't know. That's my mum. Come on. Don't be so stupid. Of course you'll have it. All this sort of thing. Go on. Stop annoying me. Oh, here I thought, God. Anyway, the truth is we didn't want any more children. So, I mean, that was the upside of the whole thing. But I didn't know what a vasectomy was. I mean, I knew what it was, but anyway, seemingly you could have a vasectomy while you're awake. But no, I wanted to be sedated. I wanted to be knocked out. I wanted anaesthetic. I wanted everything. So they bring me up to this ward. It's a ward, not a private room, a ward. and they pull a curtain around me, and my sister's still sort of laughing. And I think, well, what if she's not laughing, but she's just finding this very amusing? So the nurse comes in, and she said to my sister, now we're going to shave your husband. Do you want to stay here? My sister, no, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay here. And my sister went, and I could hear her giggling as she left. So I'm lying there thinking, what have I got myself in for? What have I got myself in for? So anyway, about 10 minutes later, the curtains are pulled back and the ward's got, 10 people, 15 people. And this guy comes, young guy, comes, Mr. Boland for the snip. Mr. Boland for the snip. Oh, there you are, Mr. Boland. You're having the snip. Come on with me. So the bed that I'm lying in is the bed they pushed me out in. I swear to you, my sister's standing there at the end of the ward and he's pushing me along, going like this. Absolute truth. Brown girl in the ring, tra-la-la-la-la. Brown girl in the ring, tra-la-la-la-la-la. And they're all going, good luck, good luck. And I thought, God. The people in the ward, good luck, brown girl. And my sister's cracking up laughing. I think they're all laughing down there. And I'm sort of nodding with myself in tears of fear. And this bed reels straight into the lift. My sister walked down the stairs. Anyway, the lift goes down to, I suppose, the operating rooms, the theatres. And there was about 6 people lined up. 6 people lined up on beds. I suppose going to different theatres for different treatments. And the next minute, the anaesthetist arrived. This is not funny, but it's funny when you think of it. He arrived as if he was going into a restaurant for dinner. He had his hat on and his coat on, and he was hanging it up. He said, how are you, Morrissey? All right. Hi. How's your mother, Hazel? Ah, she's great there. Fine. Thanks. And I said, yeah, what's going to happen? Ah, she'll be fine now. Don't you worry about this. Come on, let me go over there and see you there. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. He's reading something. Right. All right. I thought he was reading in the instructions how to do it. And the next minute he picks up an injection, syringe. And he said, now, I'll give you the syringe right now. And I said, do I count backwards from 10? He said, you can count all the way you want. He said, watch this. Well, when you see, this is amazing. He puts the syringe in me and I'm going, 1. I'm gone. Just like that. Gone. Anyway, I woke up sometime later. I was hoping I wasn't in my birthday suit, as my sister was probably somewhere around laughing her head off. Anyway, she came into again, I was curtained off and the nurse came in and she's chatting to me. She said, how are you feeling? And I said, groggy. Well, I think it was that night, I think I took the plane back to Malaga. Now, remember, some people have this done just sitting up. I think some of them even in a doctor's surgery, I'm not sure. But to me, it was a major operation. And your man singing "Brown Girl in the Ring," getting everyone in the ward going, "Good luck now, Morris. Good luck to you. Good luck. Here's for the snip." So I got to Malaga, to Dublin Airport. Now, do you picture the way a cowboy walks after being on a horse all the time? I was walking like John Wayne. I was in pain, walking like John Wayne. I'm sure these are not. I'm sure I should have started this by saying, listen, if you're squeamish, don't be listening to this. Anyway, I'm walking there. For some reason, when I was aboard the plane, I even had to tell the hostess. I'm very proud of myself. I've just had a vasectomy. Oh, that's good to hear, Morris. Good, thank you. Sit down, buckle your seatbelt and shut up. And flew back to Marbella. And that was my vasectomy. Now, I don't know what part of that was funny to people, but honest to God, I was terrified, thinking I'm having dinner one night, I'm in an operating theatre the next morning, I'm on a plane walking like John Wayne, and now I'm back in Malaga, and the whole thing was over. And it took I remember going to have an examination. The woman said, now, it won't be really effective for about 6 months, so behave yourself. I remember that well, telling me that. And that, more or less, was the story of my vasectomy. You couldn't believe it. I know it's a little short story and maybe you were expecting me a lot more blood and tears, but that was it. And I suppose when I look back on it, I think, well, maybe it was amusing to some, but not to me. Not to me. But I was glad I had it done, of course I was. And anyone thinking about it, first of all, I I don't. I think it was sedation rather than the full anaesthetic. I don't think I had the full anaesthetic. It's like, I'm quite nervous. I'm quite nervous, and someone like Wendy is so brave. She'd have a filling without an injection, but I have a big fuss about anything to do with that sort of thing. I get my prostate examination. I'm sure you all want to know this, but you can switch it off once a year, and I have to get sedated for that. Well, I take sedation for anything at all. And when I had my eyes done, the woman, I said, I'm not asleep yet. She said, shut up. That's the surgeon said to me in the theatre, shut up. Sedation, don't forget, on a serious side, the sedation was, Michael Jackson took that, whatever they give you for sedation, every night, and that's what killed him in the end. So that was that. Anyway, as we round up today's video chat, and I don't know if I even welcomed you, but as we round up today's video chat, and I hope it wasn't offensive to anyone, because, sometimes when I used to do things on the radio that people found offensive, I never understood why they didn't just switch off. I never understood that. I've had people come up to me in a restaurant when I'm with Wendy and some friends, and come over to me and tell me to my face, he said, I think you're rubbish on radio. I hate listening to you. And then he'll go on to a diatribe of, with Cliff Richard, you shouldn't have asked him, was he gay? With Jeffrey Archer, you shouldn't ask him, was he frightened to bend down the showers when he was in prison? He said, these are none of your business. And I keep thinking, what's he listening to me for if he hates me so much? That's life, isn't it? I suppose. So if you find this offensive, just switch it off. It's a very easy thing to switch off. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, and I want to thank you for joining me today on this maybe slightly peculiar video chat. Well, maybe more than peculiar video chat. But there you are. I must say that our thoughts must go out to the people of Valencia, and people are asking me, do I have any ideas? Don't forget, I did say that if I was on radio now, on Talk Radio Europe, TREFM, I would be on still organising a gala or something to raise money or raise something. I have a small idea. Whether I can bring it into fruition or not without the radio backing me up, I don't know, because I need to have that amount of exposure. I don't know how many people still listen to radio, but anyway, I'd make sure they'd listen to me, that's for sure. So that's it. And if I have something happening there, I will let you. Of course, I'll let you know, because I need your help. Of course, I will. Listen, it's a beautiful evening here. Hardly a cloud in the sky. The sun is setting. So it's time for me to bid you farewell. And if you are thinking of having a vasectomy, have it. Honestly, I swear to you, there's nothing to it. Well, you can tell it now. Brown girl in the ring, snip, snip, snip. It's fine. So I'll catch you all later. And I was going to say, I hope you enjoyed this. You probably didn't. I suppose 99% of you probably switched it off. But by the next time I come on, who is going to be the president of America? Now, it is being said that Harris will do it. She'll beat Trump. Now, as you know, I sort of supported Harris. And I was very outspoken against Trump. And I'm still outspoken against Trump's lies. I think people confuse this. They say you must hate him. No, I hate his lying. But where I changed my mind, funny enough, and you'll probably think, well, it's the bias side of me, is when Biden said to a reporter or someone, what would you do if Iran attacked Israel? And he only said one word, twice he said it, don't. And they did. And Biden did nothing. And to me, that was wrong. And I changed my allegiance over the Trump. Everyone tells me Trump is strong and he's going to stop all the wars. And I say, well, give him a chance. But by God, I wish he'd stop lying. Oh yes, that reminds me. I was watching a movie. I watched two movies on television. The first one was The Midas Man, about Brian Epstein, the Beatles manager. I was so looking forward to it. And it was total rubbish. Absolutely, the acting, everything about it was rubbish. They even cast Ed Sullivan, Jay Leno as Ed Sullivan. Jay Leno is like huge now, fat. And Jay Leno, as you know, Ed Sullivan was thin. It was badly done, badly cast. I suppose the guy who played Brian Epstein was okay. But another type of bio, it wasn't a bio, but a movie, was the one I watched last night, The Apprentice it's called. And it's the story of Donald Trump. It's very well done. It's very well done. And it shows him from coming, as a kid all the way up to becoming a zillionaire. But I did hear from someone that there was an article from the producers who produced The Apprentice to say that it was far from the truth what we were filming, because he had an awful lot of failures in business. But we didn't cover any of that because Trump, there was some sort of agreement about it. But I must say it's a good movie and it's well worth watching. Anyway, off you pop, and I'll catch you shortly. And thanks for joining me.